Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Paul Spencer, and you are tuning in to what used to be called The Show. Today, we have a special episode today here. I am handing over the keys to the show here to my main man, Matt Kline, the Tower of Power. And ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning into the Tower of Power Hour on Devereaux Sports at the Crack Bell Production Studio in beautiful Willow Grove. Matt, I'm handing the keys over to you, brother.
My man, appreciate it. Thank you. I got some big shoes to fill, but I'm here. We're going to have at it. Today, we'd like to introduce a couple, all over type of people in different shows and welcoming back a couple people on the show. We're going to start off to the left. We got Brendan Halley.
What's up? I'm back.
Woo, thanks for coming in. We got Paul Spencer, of course, handing me over the keys.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for coming on. To my right, we got the John.
What's up, man? How you doing?
With Tim Tebow on his jersey. And to the right to him is Double R. Welcome back.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Good. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
All right, here we are. We're going to start off with the Phillies. Their series with the Marlins. We got Phillies burning through 5 pitchers last night, 3 hits total for the Phillies, 15 strikeouts for the Marlins pitchings. The Phillies lose the series back to 500. What are our thoughts, guys? What's going on here? John, what do you think?
Way too many strikeouts. I mean, my God. Baseball, I'll tell you, I can't remember a time when baseball was this boring. I mean, the hitting in baseball is absolutely atrocious. I think the Seattle Mariners have like a 199 team batting average.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, it's a disgrace. The Phillies are exactly what they are. They're a 500 team. They'll win a couple. They'll lose a couple. Dombrowski's going to have to make some moves at the deadline. Otherwise, this team is going to miss the postseason again.
That's not good. We don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the defense, it seems like, is not doing too great either. You got players running into each other.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of arguments going on in the dugouts between the coaches and the players. I mean, if we're going to keep arguing like this, I don't see us making the postseason at all.
Don't forget, you got outfielders that can't track balls either. One of them makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Harper.
Mm-hmm.
He makes like 10 mil, right?
More like 34.
10 million a minute.
Something like that.
Wow.
He wipes his butt with 10 million. I think he makes like 30. Jeez, man, it's unbelievable, dude.
Listen, the money part to me is whatever. Like, it is what it is. It's the going rate for some of these players. You know what I mean? Like what would you pay? Like, Mike Trout still doesn't make enough money.
Yeah, and he's the top baseball player in the league.
And he's out for like 6 to 8 weeks now. Which sucks for a calf strain or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Harper can't track balls.
Yeah, running into people is unacceptable.
And I'm just gonna say this too: if you're a betting man, bet the opposing pitcher
Rob,
for
funny you should mention that.
strikeouts.
I did that last night. I put a thing in our little group chat. I will never bet the Phillies again.
No, don't bet the Phillies.
No, I
Bet
took the Phillies
against them.
because I hear this guy might have a good game, and I take that pitcher. And the last 3 times,
What, you
Nada.
took the Phillies pitcher?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Listen, here's the bet. That's not the
from
bet.
now on, I put a note. My screensaver says, "Do not bet on the Phillies ever again."
The bet, like right now on DraftKings, the over for the Marlon Perez is over 4.5 minus 155 strikeouts against the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
That probably hits about at least 85% of the time.
It hits a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot, because all the Phillies do is strike out, especially when their main lineup is playing. They strike out all the time. Like, how many did you said they had 15 as a team last night?
Mm-hmm. 15.
Yeah. What the starter have?
You got to just get your bat on the ball. I mean, that's it. Put it in play. Whether it's a ground out, fly out, just put it in play. You can't
Either
be
that or play
striking
small
out.
ball, do something. You know.
Yeah.
I think you got to get back to like the fundamentals of the game. I mean, we're not seeing the ball hit the bat anymore.
You can't be going for power swing after power swing either. You just put the ball in play, get some guys on bases, and and get a sack fly, you bring it home a run.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
I saw a stat where there are certain games where you could go about 35 to 40 minutes of real time and not see any action. Literally, as all you see is foul balls and strikeouts, and that's it. And it's
boring.
That's not the game I grew up with. I mean, the game I grew up with in the mid to late 80s. I mean, you had like the St. Louis Cardinals. They used to steal bases. I mean, they had a guy Vince Coleman at 104 stolen bases. I mean, now you don't even see it. They used to have a guy Brett Butler for the Giants. He used to bunt. And now you don't even see bunts. I mean, in fact, you have this extra inning rule where the team starts at second base, and for the life of me, I can't understand when it's tied and the home team's up, they still won't bunt the guy to third. Y'all only need one run.
One run.
I don't understand it.
He starts off at second base.
Yeah.
In extra innings, they have a rule where the
I mean, why can't you just bunt and get him over to third? And
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Like, come on. I didn't even do that.
They don't have a rule like that, right? You can't bunt.
No, you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That makes
You would
no
think
sense
there's
at all.
a
Like,
rule
why
like you
why
can't
go
do
yard? Why go yard and bring in two? Bring in one. Simple.
That's what we need.
It's this new analytics crap. I mean, it's all from that Moneyball. They go, oh, we don't want to bunt. Which, I mean, I get it when you're looking at it from the larger point of view. But if you only need one run to win a game, just get that dub.
Right.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, you think like the other day, I believe the bases were loaded. Yeah, Bryce Harper up the bat, and he's swinging for the fences. Why are you swinging for the fences and you're getting struck out?
You put it in play, you at least get 2 runs. You
That's
get
all you
single
need.
or something.
Yeah.
That's all
No,
you need.
you're talking about the game where they actually scored 8 runs. Right?
Yeah, they end up scoring. Yeah.
But
But that was what
saying,
the 8th inning.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
come on.
still, at that point, I think they already scored 7, and all he had to do was put one in play, and he scored at least another 1 or 2 because there was
And
only
again,
one
like
out.
Dre, you're definitely bringing in one. So yeah,
You got to pad those stats somewhere.
So, what are you guys thinking about this argument between Segura and Girardi? You think there's an issue behind closed doors?
I think it starts everywhere. I think it's everywhere in baseball, though. I think the cameras just caught that exact moment and blew it out of proportion as like a media thing. I think. I mean, that's me, but
It could just be frustration in the moment. I agree.
Yeah, although I will say Segura's had attitude. I mean, he's been at about 4 or 5 different teams. So I mean, he is somewhat of a locker room problem, but he's also one of our better hitters. So I mean,
But the thing is he's been playing well. He's been running out his ground ball. He's been doing all the right things this year, and then you have that happen. That's just kind of weird. And like you said, I think it was just a little overblown. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, I mean, he could be frustrated that he's been doing so well, but the rest of the team hasn't.
Well, and
been.
he also could be frustrated that he made a bad defensive play. 2 of them,
Right.
back-to-back
Back-to-back.
nights, and Girardi could have just said something like, "Yo, what's up, dude? Like, can you not see
right.
or
Me and the
something?"
camera just
Like, you
panned
know
that
what I
right
mean? And it's
issue
like,
right there. Yeah.
dude, it could be anything. Like he's just mad at himself, and Girardi says something, just loses his cool. Like, so
yeah, Girardi could have been like, catch the effing ball, and he might have been like, dude, I'm one of the best guys on the team. What are you breaking my balls for?
Right.
All
There's
these
other
guys
on the
blow.
team here. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we all blow.
You know what Segura
Fuck.
probably
You know what I mean? Like-
Segura said back to him, he said, "Manage the fucking pen."
Do you guys think, or what are you guys thinking about tonight's game? You got the Red Sox. I mean, what are your thoughts? You think we're going to take them on? You think we're going to start swinging? I mean, the past couple games, our bats been working a little bit towards the end of the games, but, you know, are we going to start off early again, or are we going to, you know, crap the bed?
Take the over.
Take the over.
I'm taking. I'm just going to say everything against the Phillies. I'm taking.
Who's starting tonight? I didn't get a chance to see. Is it Nola? Okay. Well, Nola's home. I mean, if he was on the road, his road record is a little concerning, but he is pretty good at home. I actually have a good feeling about the Phillies tonight because this is the kind of game where Nola coming back home after kind of one bad start and one mediocre start. I think he steps up tonight.
He's gonna have a big night.
Mm-hmm. The offense, I'm not really quite sure, but I think Nola at least pitches well.
The over is 8.5 for both combined.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
once
For the
Boston
game?
gets to our bullpen,
Yeah.
it'll probably. I could see it going over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of baseball, so I'm trying to get into it. But Joe, just like you said, I'll piggyback off what you said. It's hard to get involved with this team. Like I can stream the games, but it's hard to watch this team when you're not playing fundamentally sound.
I mean, I'm a baseball guy. Look, I mean, I love, that 93 Phillies team was like one of my favorite sports teams of all time. You know what I mean? And then you had the run from 08 to 2011. I mean, that park was packed every night.
Right.
I mean, we're a far cry from that.
Mm-hmm. The Phillies stand, are they at maximum capacity like the Sixers are going to be on June 11th?
I think so.
I don't think
Phillies go to full capacity versus the Yanks.
Right. Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah, June 12th. Yeah.
Okay.
You think they're gonna,
Sell
complete
out?
the stands? Yeah,
Yeah.
sell out.
No.
Oh,
I think
versus
they'll sell out. It's the
the Yankees,
Phillies.
they will.
Yeah,
No, they'll
more
sell
are
out.
going to be Yankees fans.
They'll sell out.
Mhm.
They'll
Yeah,
sell.
well-
I mean, they'll definitely sell out because there's people out there that miss the game, love the game. They're passionate. It's Philadelphia,
Mhm.
but as a team putting on the field to be sold out, I don't know about that point. But
If they
but
continue to
fans will be
play,
there. Yeah.
they'll, they won't sell out many games later in the season if they continue this play.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just that it's so mediocre. It's not like how, like in the NBA, like you'll have a team that say, like for the Sixers, for instance, like remember when the Sixers were tanking?
Mm-hmm.
People were on board with that. It was like I know I was. I
Mhm.
supported the tank. I mean, I had a
Yeah.
Hinkie shirt. I was like, all right, bet, let's go get some players. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the worst thing you could be in sports a lot of times is mediocre because you're
Right.
just like blah, and that's what the Phillies are. You know what I mean? Like they need to do something. I mean, they need a bat.
Mhm.
I mean, they need a few things, but I think they really need a bat.
The Phillies have multiple issues,
Mhm.
and one of them is they really only have one outfielder.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the future, they only have one outfielder right now that you can actually rely on.
Right.
That's Bryce Harper.
Right.
They don't. McCutcheon's a free agent after this season, and you're not going to pay him any money. Like,
Right.
You can't. Like honestly, you can't because his
not
production
worth
is
it.
not there. He's a part-time player after this season.
You might as well pay me. I'll go play outfield.
But yeah, let me
can't
ask you,
run
you
that
were at the
fast.
game with Devereaux Sports a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
How was the crowd then? I mean, we were better than mediocre. Everybody was still on the train. How was it the game then?
Well, it was
The fans. I mean, basically.
well, it was opening week, so I mean,
okay.
and yeah, I mean, it was so weird. I mean, like I'll give you an example. So we parked our car. Now, obviously, you can't in the Phillies lot. You can't tailgate.
Okay.
And boy, they made it well known. I mean, like I got out of the car and I had a beer in my hand and I was meeting the other guys in the car in front of us. We weren't even tailgating.
Mhm.
And the cops like, no tailgate, no tail.
Oh,
I'm like,
my God.
all right, bro, I got you. You know what I mean?
I'll hop back in the truck.
So I literally sat in the car, slammed my beer, and then we
Mhm.
walked in. But I was like, dude, like this, like, whatever. I'm not going to go on a rant, but that was like, this ain't America there. You know what I mean? But it got better because I went to another game a few weeks ago and we were in the Jetro lot and nobody broke balls at all.
Oh, that's
So it's
good.
obviously getting better.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, soon will be full capacity and can
Mhm.
tailgate and all
Let
that.
me ask you guys a question real quick because if I didn't know any better, I sent you guys think that the season is almost over. Like they're done. They're out of
What
it.
are they playing this
They're
year?
a
How many games?
500 team right now.
How many games do they play this? 152.
They're like 22 and 22 right
Well,
now.
no. How many? What's the full season? Is it
162.
I think they're playing a
162?
full season.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't-
160, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, I think they're right in the thick of it. The division's
Right.
weak. No, my only point is I feel like they need to make a move or two, which I have
But
hope that they
so,
do.
The thing is like in order to make a move, what are you going to give up to make that move?
Well, that's the problem.
So,
Their
like,
minor league
thing
sucks.
you-
They
the
give
only
up.
thing you probably have that's worth giving up is like a Spencer Howard, but yet you can't give up Spencer
Mhm.
Howard. You know, like it'd be nice if you could give up like Scott Kingery, but everyone already sees what he is. And
Right.
He's nothing. Like you would almost have like
All
what do
our
you guys
guys are
feel-
showing their cards, so
But
it's like
what,
tough
what do
to
you
give
guys
up.
feel about like Nick Manton because he's probably your best trade chip right now.
Yeah. Well, what about maybe like a couple lower level prospects for a guy like a Trey Mancini from Baltimore? Like Baltimore has
Why
some.
would Baltimore give it to you right
Well,
now?
they have some. Baltimore's in last place. They have some young outfielders. You know what I mean? Maybe if we have a couple, because we have some. Our minor leagues suck, but we do have a couple decent guys in like low A. So maybe you can make a move like that, a guy like him, and maybe
Yeah.
he could at least help.
I mean, it depends on if they're going to give up anything for your, low. Like they would have had to scout out your team for a while and know these players, like because I
Mhm.
think that's going to be one of the issues right now with making trades is when you're trading these low level guys. A lot of times when you
Right.
make these trades, these other teams have saw them. They
Mhm.
saw them play. You know, they've watched them in the
So
minors.
is it a lot of problems just with the Phillies scouting system? I mean,
Well, no. What I'm
I'm
saying
a Braves
is,
fan. I mean,
what
I
I'm
see all
saying
these
is the
top prospects
the
coming for the
minor
Braves every
leagues
year.
right now are not
Oh, okay.
like
Okay.
full go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like they're kind of like really they're just like getting back.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I mean is if you offer some of these low level prospects, they're going to be like, we don't know anything about
Okay.
them.
Okay.
Right.
And
Why
you're
give,
gonna have to
why
send
give
them-
somebody up for somebody we don't know about?
Yeah,
So you're basically out there
or how they
fishing blind,
play.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's are you going to find a team that's willing to
Gotcha.
do that? And I don't, truthfully, like I don't think you will.
No, I agree. I agree. That's why I brought up like somebody like a Mancini or somebody like that, which I agree with you. I don't even know if that's even possible. But you look for a team that's in last place that maybe would take a lottery ticket on a guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Take
Like
your
Bal-
chances.
yeah, like Baltimore has young outfielders. Maybe they want to open up some playing time for them. You know what I mean? And that's. But yeah, I mean that's the problem. Their minor league system blows.
Yeah, because they've neglected it for so long.
Now, this might be a stupid question, but what is their farm squad? Is it the Reading Phillies? Is that who it is? Pretty much.
Double A.
That's
So
one of them.
Lee-
Yeah,
okay,
that's
okay.
the Reading Phillies. I think Lehigh Valley Iron
Lehigh
Pigs.
Valley,
Iron-
Iron
okay,
Pigs.
okay,
I
okay.
think the Iron Pigs are AAA.
No, they have no affiliation with like the Camden Water Sharks, right?
No, they're
The
like
Camden Water
independent.
Sharks have been dead for years now.
Oh.
The stadium's not even there.
Well, guys, that's how much I know about baseball.
The
Matt, that's
stadium-
why you have the keys to the car, baby.
the stadium's actually gone.
I knew that. I was just testing Matt to jump in.
Do you guys think that the Phillies are gonna eventually pick it up? Do you think we're gonna make this postseason?
A wild card, maybe, if best, if maybe.
The thing that's going to keep them in is that the whole division is right around 500. So if the team that concerns me, I feel like the Braves are eventually going to get hot.
They should
Right.
click. Yeah.
You know,
Especially
What about
last
the
year.
You know
Phillies?
what's wrong with the Braves right now, though, is they're banged up. They're hurt
Mhm.
every
Yeah.
year.
Mhm.
They just keep losing players and pitchers after everything. Like they're actually in a struggle where they might have to trade
Mhm.
a good starter,
Right.
like a good starting player on their team to get a pitcher that will help
Mhm.
them.
Wow. Okay.
Are you guys
No.
scared of the Mets?
No, why would anyone be afraid of the Mets?
Well,
Yeah.
aren't they like the most banged up team in the MLB? I was watching
They
a couple
are,
games
but
today.
even
they're
when
still-
healthy,
It
still
showed like
better
their
than the
chart
Phillies
was like
right
from
now.
top to bottom, like
even
how
when
many guys they've
healthy,
missed.
though, they
Really? Okay.
Well, they got
They're
out.
the Mets.
They got Lindor, and he's not producing this year, is he? Not like he.
Nah,
was
he's
in-
having he's off to a
Yeah.
terrible start. I don't know if he's picked it up a little bit, but I mean, yeah, he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a
I mean,
high
they're doing
round
better
pick
That
than
dude
we
got
are
hit in the
for him.
face too. Dude, like what's his name that got hit in the face?
Oh, I was watching that.
Dude, he got
Oh, he got wrecked.
Roy.
Yeah, he got wrecked.
Ooh,
Did he break anything on that?
Were you talking
Yeah,
about the?
yeah.
fractured his nasal passage.
Yeah, I forget. It wasn't Alonso, was it? I don't remember who it
Mick-
was.
Mick something.
Man.
Don't the Mets only really have like one? Oh, they got Syndergaard still too, right? Or is he hurt?
I think he's hurt.
I know what's his name. Del Grom's out, right? He's been. He's
Yeah, but
out
he
now.
made a minor league.
Hmm.
Oh, is he?
He made a rehab start last
Okay.
night. Faced 9 batters, struck out 8.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Wow.
DeGrom's like so weird too because for some reason they never score. Like they always find a way to screw it up for him.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, your
He'll
ace is
pitch-
pitching will put up
he'll-
one run for you.
yeah, he'll pitch like a no hitter and then like give up one run and they'll lose. You know what I mean? Or they'll leave with the lead and then the bullpen will screw it up. And it always happens to him.
It happens to the Phillies too.
Mm-hmm.
We always get that pitcher.
Yep.
Comes in and wrecks it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the Sixers.
Yeah, let's
Finally
go,
a
baby.
winner.
All
Finally,
right.
we got the playoffs.
I
We
can't
go
wait.
against Washington starting Sunday, I believe.
Yes,
That's right.
Sunday.
Sunday the ass whooping commences.
That's
Sunday
right.
at 1:00.
Is it a 1:00 game?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's early. What are our thoughts? What are we doing here? You think Ben's going to step up? You think we're going to destroy this team?
I think it'll be I think because of Beal and Westbrook, I think Washington finds a way to get one. I think we gentlemen sweep them. 5.
5,
Yep.
I think it's gonna go 4-1. Yeah. Mhm.
4-1. Think it's going to be 3 straight and
I
then
think it's a sweep, dude.
sweep.
I think, and the only reason I say that is because if Brett Brown was the coach, it'd be 4-2, be 6 games. Okay, just because the Sixers
Just
are
give him a
better
courtesy
team.
game.
But Doc,
Yeah.
Doc ain't playing,
No, he's not messing around.
so this is a sweep. Because if
Gotcha.
this isn't a sweep, it's going to tell you everything you need to know
It's a
about
statement.
later on in this series,
Mhm.
in the playoffs.
I agree. I think it's going to be a statement to the NBA to let them know that Sixers aren't messing around. It's playoffs time. Doc's not messing around. Let's
Yeah.
get these W's right off the bat.
Mhm.
Clean sweep.
Yeah, let's win these 4. Let's go sit
Let's
home
rest a little
again
bit.
for like
Yeah.
another 3-4 days. and then like let's get another. Let's do it again. If we rest, because I think Brooklyn, with all of their injuries and lack of playing time together and stuff, like they're probably gonna win they're probably gonna sweep their first round, but their second round is gonna be a war.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting home chilling when their second round is a war, like you're
getting that rest
you're
that
one
you
up.
need, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you win that battle.
I'm kind of getting a 2017 Eagles feel with the Sixers too, and I like because, I don't like playing this card all the time, the disrespect, but it is kind of funny. ESPN had a promo of all these people or whatever. Not one highlight of the Sixers. Meanwhile, we're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But last night during the Wizards Pacers game, they mentioned the Sixers being the 1 seed like 12 times.
Oh,
They
is that-
couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Saying it.
I love
At least,
hearing it though.
Now is this game on ESPN coming up for the Sixers?
on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When was the last time the Sixers were a 1 seed?
2001.
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's on
20
TNT.
years.
It's on TNT.
That's the last time they made it to the out of the second round too. Like I've been talking about this with a couple people who've been asking me, and you have to think about it. Like, do you feel that if they don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals this year was a bust?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
I think it has to be a
Hell yeah.
chip or a bust, honestly. I mean, that's just me.
I don't
but-
think chip, but if they go to the Eastern Conference Finals and they lose to a fully equipped Brooklyn team
Mhm.
in 7 games, like it's not a bust.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But if you go if for some reason they don't make there's no way they're not making the Eastern Conference Finals.
I see a clear path to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I see that. It's either going to be the Bucks or the Nets you're playing. Either matchup's going to be a tough matchup no matter what. I mean, like you said, the Big Three's only played 8 games total.
Together?
Was that?
Yeah, together.
Yeah, together as a Big Three, but that's going to be your really big tests. If you go 7, I can understand that you're playing a Big Three, but I don't know.
It still has
I
to
feel
go
the
7.
heartache, man. I want to get to the finals, and I think it's finals are bust for me. If you lose in the finals, the West is kind of stacked. Let's say that, but I think you have to get to the finals at least.
See, the West is stacked. I actually think but I feel like if you could get past the Nets or the Bucks, I feel like that's the hardest road.
Right.
Yeah,
honestly,
I definitely feel like
I feel like those two teams scare me more than the Clippers and even the Jazz.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then the Sun, and look at the Suns. God, they're the 2 seed, and they get the reward of playing LeBron.
Right.
That's gonna be tough. That's a
Yeah,
war.
That's what I mean.
It
Yeah.
always is a war with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big basketball guy, but I agree with you. I think that getting past the Bucks or the Nets is going to be the hard part. I think if they get to the finals, I think they win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's if they stay healthy and they
I
get
was
a little rest.
I was just about to say.
I mean,
can
we
Ben-
all agree everything runs through Embiid. If he's done or he even takes a game off, you're not guaranteed that win.
Mm-hmm.
If he takes, I got a low, back sprain for just 1 game, I'm out. All of us are going to be at the table like, oh man, like, is this?
Yeah,
because
because he averages 40 points a game.
He can any night.
Or
I think it's
around
30,
it at
30 something
least.
right now, at least 32 a game, and
Mm-hmm.
everything runs through that man.
Yeah.
If he's not on
Let
the
me-
court, it's
Let me
different
ask you a
team.
question. Do you think he has to score 35 a night for them to win?
I think he has to take the role of being the provider first and the leader
Right.
out there. You know what? Hey, come out as a facilitator first. Ben, I'm gonna give you the ball. Drive to the hole. Tobias, you open. Curry, you open. Green, you open. Make the shots. If not, give me the ball.
But
Right on my
I also
back.
feel like that, everybody's been spread around points, though. It hasn't been just I know Embiid scores his 34, 35 points, but everybody else is getting their points.
Well, no. I mean, Ben Simmons is still only scoring 12 points a game.
Our bench is putting up points. I mean, Ben's a defensive player. I mean, do we
but
really
here's
need him
the
to
thing.
score?
Yeah, I think we do.
I mean, I think so too, but
I think Ben has to score 15 points a game throughout the playoffs. And I'll tell you, if they do that, they win going away.
Here.
all the way to the finals or to the
To at least the Eastern
Eastern
Conference Finals,
Yeah.
7 games.
Well, let me.
But he has to score
go ahead.
15 points.
Do you believe? Okay, let's just say Embiid has a bad night. Okay, he's out there. He shoots. Let's just say 4 for 18. Let's say he's taking all the shots in the first 10 if he's off. How? I don't know. I mean,
Someone has to take over and score.
I looked
Right.
at Tobias first, of course. That's my my 2 option. But if he's off, do you believe in Curry and Green and Simmons to
I
give me
believe
that?
in
Give me that?
Tyrell and
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking at
Maxey.
is that defense guy. You're playing the Bucks. Him and Simmons are going to be your lockdown guys.
Maxey,
Yeah.
I don't care if they don't
Listen.
score a point if they can lock those guys down.
You might as well take Maxey and put him in your back pocket. He ain't playing.
Okay.
The only way he's playing in the playoffs if it's an absolute blowout.
And you just need like a spark or something. Like
Yeah.
if they're down like 15, 20
No, I
and they
mean,
want
if
to
they're
spark.
blowing someone out.
Yeah, yeah.
If they're
But
getting blown out, I don't think
there's
he's
been
playing
times
either.
we've been down by 15 points, and
Here comes the man.
Doc puts in the bench players, and we actually start catching up again.
But that's in
It
the
makes it run
regular
for it.
season when you kind of already ended anyway. You know what I
Well,
mean? So
Yeah, I mean, if we're
like the
getting
regular
blown out,
season,
I don't see us
they'll-
getting blown out the first series at
they'll
least.
concede a game a lot in the regular season.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think whoever they play, I don't think there's going to be a sweep in any series for the Sixers. I think there's going to be the other team's going to get one on their home court. I think it's going to happen.
I think I should have just stopped the video and then Pat just appeared, right? Like he just appears in the video, right? Like I should have stopped it and then lights go out, boom, Pat's there. You know what I mean?
You enough today.
Hey, Pat, while you were gone, I don't know if you catch the show on live, did you?
What's that? I was gunning from the
Did you watch the show so far? Have you watched it?
No, dude, I was sitting there picking
Man,
up glass.
Here's what happened, man.
Oh,
We
God.
have it, man. I introduced everybody, myself. I gave the keys to Matt Kline, and
That's
Matt
right.
Kline, guess what? It's not the show anymore, Pat. You know where you're sitting?
What is that?
You're sitting on the Matt Kline Tower of Power Hour.
Power, baby.
Well, there you go. I like it. I like that. It
Yes.
sounds pretty nice. Whew,
Has a nice flow to it.
It
it does.
We were just talking about the Sixers, though. What are your thoughts? What are what are we going the first series?
Washington's lucky to get 5. Washington's lucky to get 5. That's what I'm feeling. I just think we're too strong right now. But like Paul always brings up a good point that it depends on the streaking 3-point shooting. If we get cold and Beal and Westbrook could go off, we can have some issues. But then again, it's only 2 superstars that they have. Who do you got really can double team Embiid? I mean, yeah, they got Brook Lopez, but he's a little bit older. Embiid's just into his prime. He's just getting in the flow of things. You got Ben Simmons, who you could dish out to. He can do whatever he wants. But that's your X factor in all this playoff series is if Ben Simmons, not just a series, if how much you want to go down the road with this. If you want to get to the championship, is Ben Simmons going to take his game to the next level? That's your X factor. X factor 2, what's Tobias Harris going to look like in the postseason? I mean, you're gonna have a week of rest right now, so you need to come out hungry and ready to strike. I mean, yes, I granted, a only 2-star DC teams coming in here.
I know they have 3 stars though, Pat.
Who?
The
DC
Wizards.
do they?
Yeah. Westbrook, Beal, and Neto.
Hey, listen, I think I played with Neto at the YMCA the other day.
Okay.
And I think I put 10 on him.
Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh my gosh! But you know what, Paul? You actually brought up a funny point because I was listening to Telegram to TV yesterday, and one of the announcers was like, "That Neto, he's a solid player." I'm like, "Where?"
Mhm.
I'm like, "Where?" I'm like, maybe at the PennDOT League, but where? So I
I can
mean,
take him.
yeah, right. I mean, come on, he's a solid player. Stop it. I said,
It should be a sweep for sure, though. It should be. It's a
I
bad.
can see it for- I
It's
can
a
see it for
bad
a
match.
one, yeah.
It's a bad mismatch.
But look, I'm excited to be here. I mean, I got Brandon, I got Nate, I got Paul, I got Tower Power, and I got the man Double R is in the house. I'm stoked right now.
So it's just like being in a buffet.
Yes, with the cool heads. You know what I mean?
I ate it all.
Yeah.
We see that.
And so,
Fat joke.
but anyways, like I said, I'm very hyped for the series, and what can we do after that? I mean, granted, you'll probably get the Knicks or Atlanta after that. You should be able to handle them too. I so you're really going to get down to us in Brooklyn. That's where I think, and that's going to be our biggest problem. That's going to be the biggest problem.
Matt posed the question: is it championship or bust, or were you satisfied with the Sixers?
Well, here you go. It's to the NBA Finals. You have to get there. That's good enough for me. For Doc being the first-time coach for this team, that's good enough for me. But if they don't go, bye Ben.
So if you take the Nets to the 7 games limit, overtime,
No,
overtime, you lose to them.
No, if you got that,
No,
true.
wait, you brought something up. I want to chime in on this.
Go ahead.
So you think if they don't win, Ben is gone?
Wait, whoa! Who said this?
That's
I just
me.
said it.
I
Really?
said, but me personally, I would move on from Ben.
Just from 1 year of Doc Rivers, you're going to get rid of him? Thank you, Nate.
No,
He's a big player for us, though.
No, but-
Actually, I'll chime in
Go
on
ahead,
top of this, and I'll say it this way. So I said before that I needed to see Ben a full year with a different coach.
Mhm.
Do you think Ben Simmons actually looks different?
To me, I think he does actually.
In which way? Defensively?
Defensive.
I'm talking about offensively.
No.
Offensively, you know what? No,
I don't.
He doesn't look-
the
I
deer
mean,
in
what
headlights
do you
is
make?
still
One
there.
more-
The deer in headlights is still there.
Where's
Driving
Steve
the lane-
Linebacker for right now?
No,
Because
I
he's
still
the
see that. I agree with that. The deer in the headlights is still there. I mean, I think there's games where he 50, more than 50% off. He takes the game off. To me,
I don't
on
think
offense.
he takes the game off.
And
I
his-
just
and his-
think that
and his
he
weapons
doesn't
of
want to
he-
shoot
what
the
he has.
ball.
No,
Yeah,
agree,
no,
right.
Yeah.
But the thing is like he's not like a traditional point
Shooter,
guard when he
yeah.
doesn't have the ball in his hands. Like if you watch like I've been watching I've been betting a lot on Westbrook to get like
Mhm.
not just triple doubles but like overs and all kinds of shit.
I
And
take that line every night
I
on
keep
Westbrook
missing
triple
by
double.
one, but anyway. But
Stop doing them dumbass
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Pat.
That's all right.
Stop doing those parlays, man. Get out of that. I've been trying to teach you that. Get out of them parlays,
I've been
man.
playing like the single lines. man.
Now let me guess. Is that
Close
Steve
to-
busting your
No,
job?
no.
Oh, okay. 'cause-
But so
yeah.
listen, like I kind of agree with him a bit that if Ben doesn't show up in these playoffs, I think the Sixers are going to be done with Ben.
Yeah.
And I
Really?
really do think that they are going to try and move on. And
We need
they're
a real
going to
point
keep building
guard.
their
We need
team.
shooters. We need
Well,
we
like
need
if-
somebody that's going to put up some points.
What
Like
would
if
the
you think
return
in
be?
the future, like next season, this team could look drastically different.
Yeah.
Like you could not have Ben, you could not have Seth Curry, you could not have Danny Green,
Yeah.
you
Well,
could not have Dwight Howard.
If you look at it through, just like you say with Doc Rivers, okay, Doc Rivers has brought a mentality to this team. Look what he did to Embiid this year versus Brett Brown. The man's an MVP. I think he's going to finish 2, but he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah, but Brett Brown
Why can't
sucked.
he do that? Well,
Yeah,
I
it was
know,
horrible.
but I'm talking about Doc here.
Yeah.
If Doc does that to Embiid and says, "Hey, man, this is your team. We're on your back," you think he can go to Simmons? This is your first year, man. Hey, to get over the hump, I need you to be Embiid.
But I'm
his
like
partner here.
so I'm
You
gonna
think he can
go
do it?
I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna take the whole picture of Ben,
Mhm.
okay, and just put it together and just look at it season over season over season.
Mhm.
Ben Simmons is not an offensive force, and I don't think he ever will be.
It's not his mentality.
I
Right.
agree.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
and
no
I mean,
secret, right?
right. It's
Right.
not a secret, but the Sixers organizationally think that they can change that. I feel,
Mhm.
and I feel that they keep trying to change it, and it's obvious that they can't. So in somehow or another, you need to either figure out how you build him into the player you want him to be,
Mm.
and put other pieces around him, or you just get rid of him and build your team with a traditional type point guard.
What if he is? I mean, I've said this a million times. I think I take this from Danny Green, the old football coach. Man, he is who we think he is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that. Like so. If he becomes a defensive player of the year, right, which he very well
Deserves.
win,
Yeah.
you know, like is that not more than enough? Because I've been hating on Ben since he came in the league. He's a number 1 pick in the draft. The guy doesn't shoot in the games, but he shoots nothing but corner threes in practice. Like I just don't understand it. And I'm getting to the fact, and I'm getting to the point that he is who we think he is. He's not a killer what we expect. It's Philadelphia, right? We expect that AI in your face killer mentality, and he's just not it. So if this is what he is, do we care? Do you like? Why? What are we complaining about?
I mean, like I said, Nate Briggs is a good point. I mean, like this guy, like I said, if you can't change his game, maybe he's the reason why. You know, I'm not going to say fully why Brett Brown's gone, but however, you know, he didn't. Like I said, I need him to see him step up, and this is like I said, like Nate was just saying. I think this is what he is. He can't, you know, elevate his game to another level, and therefore. Like you're only showing off your talents in Instagram videos and practices and preseason games. Like that's all fine and dandy, but like.
But here, let me put it to you this way, okay?
Mhm.
33, 35, 37,
That's his
40.
contract, isn't it?
That's his contract
Yeah.
until 2025 season.
For the
a lot of
defensive,
money. Right.
but for the defensive player of the year,
But is that worth?
No, that's not. No.
No.
That's not worth it
No.
just for defense,
No.
Need a little bit of
right?
offense in there.
I
too.
mean, you got like not to say this, but you
I
got
can't believe I'm
Thibault,
defending Ben Simmons right now.
but you
Jesus.
got Thibault right there, who everyone says is a defensive stud, and Thibault actually shoots the ball.
And what's his contract like? What, $3 million a year, if that?
Yeah, he's still on his rookie deal.
Right.
He makes like nothing. And honestly, he's going to continue to probably not make a lot of money. Like even like he's not going to sign a contract making $30 million a year, no matter what they do. Even if they make him a starter, he's only going to be like somewhere in the 10.
So if the season, say we don't get to the finals, and Doc says, "Hey, we're going to get rid of Simmons." What's out there for him? What do you trade for him? You definitely got to get a shooter, but where are you going to go with it?
Larry coming over.
Larry, I don't think I would definitely know. I wouldn't take
I don't
Larry
want
at this
Larry,
age right
no.
now. Not at this age right now.
They've been talking about him though.
Now you probably heard this, through work with your friends, your neighbors, however. You've heard probably, let's get Damian Lillard, let's get Devin Booker. Those kind of trades that you hear with your friends. I don't think they're going to give up their best piece either. I mean, I think the league knows and the coaches and GM knows what Ben Simmons is. Maybe you could get a second round pick for him and a couple good assets, but I just think no one's going to be knocking on his door if he don't step up his game.
No, you're going to get.
You're going to get.
You're going to get some value for him. Let's not get it twisted.
Players.
He's still young. He's got a lot to. He's still
only 23 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, could you imagine him in Golden State?
That's why
like he would be
he
amazing.
He could be that missing piece, for a fundamentally sound team that's in the playoffs right now, to bring him in. And this is your role. This is what we want you here. That's all we want. We're not looking at you to be the alpha dog.
Right.
Yeah.
But again,
like Nate, Golden State. Imagine him on Golden State with Clay, Steph, and Ben Simmons. It's over.
Exactly. Yeah.
But so I mean, again, we come back to square one. I mean, like, there's been a few games where Embiid's not there. It's for him to take over, and I just don't see. I see the Sixers getting blown out sometimes, even against a little team like the Indiana Pacer. You get him down in the fourth quarter. I see other teams out hustle him, and I just.
They don't even guard him.
No.
They literally.
Why
they get him out by they get him out by the 3-point line, and they're just like, all right, man, I'm gonna go in here, like they're like 15 feet away from him.
Yeah. He's at the top of the key, and they're playing the free throw line at him.
I hope our man Steve's listening to the show because he's a big Ben Simmons guy. Gus is a big fan. Like, we need him in here with you because you two are on two opposite spectrums.
No,
I just had him.
I'm telling you, if you talk to him on a normal level about what you need from Ben Simmons and what the Sixers expect, like, he's on that side.
Oh, really? I like when he wasn't here, he was giving the stats. He gave up
because like Ben Simmons, like the whole thing about being like what you need in these playoffs is you need that Ben Simmons that was before the All-Star break.
Right.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Right.
And you need that on both ends of the floor. If you see that,
I mean, when he scored that 40 against, what was it, Utah, I believe?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, everybody drank the Kool-Aid. Like, this is what this kid's ceiling is. This kid could be like this every game, but the next game, you have an okay game.
Next game, he scored 10 points.
That's what I mean. Like, it's like, show us what you are. You showed us one night. Be that. And Bede's done it all season. Look at this man, Come on. You're the piece, Simmons.
Yeah.
You're the piece.
I mean, an off game happens every now and then, but you can't.
I mean, everybody has a bad game, but man, come on. At least, like,
when like you said, you're facing teams with good perimeter shooters, and then you need to elevate that. You got to kind of match that, and we don't have it here. One, you got streaky three-point shooting from Curry and Danny Green and Cork Maz.
Weren't Curry and Green like at the top of the NBA in 3-point percentage this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
I think Green leaves it by corner threes. Like whatever, he's like top in the NBA or something like that. Yeah.
But when he's off, he's off.
Right, they're streaky. I mean, streaky shooters.
Right,
that's why they're journeymans.
Right.
Well, Green is basically. He's won chips, but
the only good thing I like about our team too is that if B goes down, and I know he's a journeyman, but Dwight Howard's been. Dwight Howard's been a great force underneath, in the paint.
I mean, he's a good, role player. He gives you the minutes off the bench,
And they've been keeping him at a good, nice pace, no more than 20 minutes a game, regardless of what he's doing. Like, they've kind of been limited in him. I mean, he's been really good and really, really nice coming off the bench because he's a different energy.
Right.
He's going to be a beast in the playoffs.
I think he is.
Okay, you guys might touch it, but Ron, let me get so where you see us. Okay, we're down the line. It's us against Brooklyn. What side of the fence are you on?
Where I stand.
Sixers. I want the Sixers to win.
Of course.
No, but where's your heart? I mean, we all want the Sixers to win.
What's your eyes see?
If they get
with everybody being healthy, correct?
I'll be okay if they lose in Game 7.
Okay.
I'll be okay.
At the least, games that
No, game
I don't-
7.
game
Like,
seven.
if they
Has to be
lose,
game
if
7.
they lose in 7 games,
Okay.
I'll be okay.
Okay.
Anything less, not okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
What round is this again?
If they lose to
Conference Finals.
Brooklyn in the
Brooklyn.
Eastern Conference Final,
Oh, okay.
I mean, if we get there and face,
I mean, we're all assuming it's Brooklyn. It could
If
possibly
we're-
be the Bucks.
If we're healthy,
I
and
think
this
we can
team,
rock
I'll
the
go
Bucks.
same for either team,
Okay.
Brooklyn
Really? Okay,
or
okay.
the Bucks.
Okay.
If they don't if they lose somehow in like 5 games versus
Mhm.
either one of those teams in the Eastern Conference Finals, the season was a disaster.
Right.
Well, if you're a top team
It's a
in any
bust.
sport, if you don't make it to the finals, it's a bust. I mean,
right,
really.
and like you
Well,
said,
basketball is different. It's 7
Yeah.
games. It's all about adjustments. The coaching and your players, of course, are the one on the court. But
now, the Milwaukee's has gotten a little better with their obviously with Drew Holiday being over there, so their shooting got a little better. I mean, and Greek Freak is a different man in the playoffs. Then again, he's also choked a lot too in the
I
playoffs.
think the X factor for them is Middleton.
but I think
Yeah.
though, if the Sixers are healthy and we're playing top notch basketball, I don't think either team can touch us.
You heard it here first. Hour of power.
Yeah,
I-
that's right. I honestly think if they play their best, the best they can, that we know they can do,
Right.
and we stay healthy, I don't think they can touch us.
So yeah,
Brooklyn's all over.
You know where I stand. I'm that's why I'm the bill.
They have
But
to
I
score.
honestly think
They
that
have to score.
But that's what I'm saying. If,
Yeah.
if we're playing top notch, we're scoring.
You know what?
Embiid's all out. Ben's all out. I don't think they can touch
You know
us.
what I keep thinking though? What we're about to play the Wizards in the series, right?
Mhm.
How much different do you think this team would look if Russell Westbrook was the point guard?
okay.
Controlling everything.
Well, no, I see that. That would be a nice thing to see, but he'll give you the points.
But,
But
he
he-
can do everything that you're
can.
missing.
Yeah, he can.
Except
but
he's not a defensive lockdown player.
that's what I'm saying.
But he
But
will
you
play
score more.
defense.
Right, you will score
Everyone
more.
loves to.
Your
do-
rebounds will
Yeah.
stay
He
the
can
same. Your
score.
assists will stay the
He
same.
plays all out.
He's just giving
every
you the
game.
extra 15 to 20 points a game
but
any night. And the man plays 100% every night.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is like
but
a motor.
him and Westbrook Embiid and Westbrook always have an issue on the court. Whenever those two play each other, it gets
Yeah, but
you're
see,
looking
that's
at
when they're
your
opponents.
Your opponent.
Right,
You're
but I
looking
know,
at
but-
Embiid saying, "Hey, little brother, come here. Do you see that trophy up, the Larry O'Brien trophy? That's my goal." Your
That's
goal-
Westbrook saying
yeah.
to Embiid,
Well,
like,
yeah.
let's go,
Right,
bro.
right,
I'm
let's
hopping
go.
on your
Exactly,
back.
right. I'm riding
Yeah,
your
that
back.
was
but
the
I mean, like I said,
situation.
I don't know if Doc can control that.
I think he can, man.
You think so?
Westbrook's never won a title.
No,
Listen, the reports about Westbrook, like in the locker room,
right,
on like being his teammate, everyone loves the
Right.
dude.
Yeah.
really,
Loves
Yeah.
him. They absolutely love being his teammate.
wow.
David Durant said something like that. He was like, "This guy is a true leader. Whatever everybody says, it's not true. This guy is a real leader. He's the one that motivates everyone on the squad." Like
That's
even Harden
why-
said the same thing.
Him and Harden actually don't like each other
Right.
because Harden wouldn't play as hard as Westbrook
Mm-hmm.
did.
Well, let me ask you too, Rob, and Paul always brings us a good point. Paul says, sometimes he goes, he worries about Doc and his resume. He has 1 or 2 good runs as a coach. Do you think he'll flatline somewhere in the playoffs with this squad? Because and I'm not trying to bring up the hockey aspect of it. We've gotten it with AV. We all thought AV was going to give us a solid run. I know it's 2 different animals, but same similarity coaches, 2 guys who know how to get to the championship, but they always flatline somewhere in the playoffs.
I hope not.
I think if they flatline in the playoff, it's not Doc's fault.
Exactly. I think it's going to be the team.
It's the players on the team and some of the it's the Ben Simmons issue becoming too much too high.
Right.
It's the it's the lack of a pure scorer
Mhm.
obviously coming out, because even if Embiid scores 40 and the rest of your team scores 50, you only have 90.
Right.
And the other team has with Washington just going into this series, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook and Beal can both score 30
Right.
each.
They can drop
Yeah, right.
35
nothing.
each.
Quick.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing.
And if
Yeah,
you
but
get some
nobody
big
else-
support, it's over. You
Nobody
know?
else will get anything
Just imagine if
else.
you're playing the Nets. I mean, what's that? Nate?
Oh, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you in there.
Okay.
I was like, nobody else will get anything else though. That'll be lockdown city.
But they'll get even if both of them score 60, with what I said, like you only need like 40 to win the game.
Yeah, but I think we've seen it. Like Bills average 38 points against us, and Westbrook does his thing. And
But Beal had a game where he scored 60 and they still lost.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, and that's how I look at this here. It's just a bad matchup for them. They don't have Washington just does not have enough firepower to play against us.
Right.
That's why I said like I'm waiting for the lines to drop. I haven't seen it, but I'm definitely putting money on for the Sixers to sweep Washington.
There's a line. I'm pretty sure.
Is it out yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a line
For the sweep?
Oh, I don't know if I saw it for the sweep.
It might. You know what? It might be in games. Like how many games will the series go? I bet, or something like that. I haven't got a chance to. I have to do some research today on all the shows. I mean, on all the shows, all the games today. I like New York though. I like New York. I'm trying to think what else. I like.
The Sixers are a 7-point favorite.
That's just the first game, right?
For the series or just
No, for the first game.
The series shit isn't up yet.
Is it only 7? I saw it was 6.5. It opened at 6.5. It jumped up to 7.5. Did it get bet down?
See, that's why I always said about, the
Yeah.
Nets. Okay, the Nets have the big three, but with them only playing 8 games so far this year, they're only what would they end up 1 game out of first place? Okay, and their key players are all of course off the court. Harden, Durant, and Irving. They're 1 game behind, and their bench actually carried them this year. If we look at it that way. That's why I say I think that, honestly, I know I'm going to get hatred for it, but I think the Nets win 6 or 7. I think they've already proven the bench has gotten better. They do play a little bit better defense now. They're not giving up to 120 points. Of course, I want to see the Sixers win, but I think it's going to be the Nets in 6 or 7, honestly.
And you know what, like you guys bring a good point too. If we fall to the Nets, you know what, have at, because you know what, their GM stacked up on trying to stop Embiid in the first place. Like they literally went out to get everybody to make sure that they're winning.
I don't
this
even
thing.
think they care about. Like I think when you play the Nets, they don't care if Embiid scores 50.
Stop
they
your
just care that
stop your
Tobias
number one option.
Harris,
Right. Let
Seth
somebody else beat
Curry,
us. Right.
Danny Green,
Yeah.
like that they have a combined like 20 points. I literally think they're going to leave. Like they're going to make James Harden stick Ben Simmons on defense because James Harden doesn't play anyway, and they're going to be like Ben, what are you going to do?
You're only going to shoot the ball,
anything
right? You know that's funny. They bet that. Rob, I don't know if you're into the big college basketball or Nate. Years ago, when Shaq was playing at LSU, they played Bobby Knight, Indiana Hoosiers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bobby Knight saying, "Hey, we're playing Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant guy in college. We're going to let him score 60 points." I think he ended up with 40-some points that game, and they lost. They didn't care about anybody else. They said, "You beat us. You know, we're going to let you get your 40 or 50."
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like in the NBA, they came up with Hack-a-Shack.
Right. You know, like
same thing.
make
Like
the
we
other
don't
players
care.
beat us.
Here,
Right.
we're going to let you try and score. Then we're going to put you on the foul line for the whole game, and you're not going to make 50% of them.
Right. If you want to beat us, let somebody else beat us. Yeah, we know you're going to get your cake. You know.
I think any series with the Sixers right now, it literally everyone is looking at Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And if Ben Simmons shows up and shows out, the Sixers will have a walk to the finals.
It all goes through him, though.
Yeah.
You know.
To me, I know that's going to be the majority, but like mine's on the perimeter game. I just think in playoff time, you need more perimeter shooting from your guys, and to me, the worry some of those guys getting cold has me on my toes a little bit. So that's where I'm at with the team. But Matt, you want to do a little football talk?
Yeah. Let's
portion of
switch
the
over to some football. Eagles made a couple small moves. Cornerbacks, Kerrigan. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Right.
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan.
What are our thoughts on the Eagles? Like,
They suck.
I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I agree. Cowboys Nation, baby.
I'm embarrassed.
But do you think they're not trying to throw this season? Like,
No, they're trying to look viable.
Right.
if that.
Well, based on
But do you think-
last year's NFC East, I mean, anybody's division, you got to go into the season thinking that.
Do you
know.
think that Kerrigan signing is a waste of money?
No,
I don't think so.
no, he's a
Definitely
beast.
not. He
I mean,
definitely,
he was a beast against the Eagles, at
If he's
least.
healthy,
he definitely makes your defensive line like that much stronger.
Right.
You know?
He's the best
Right.
pass rusher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
automatically becomes your best bet. But he actually makes Brandon
Better.
Graham better because now
Now you have bookends, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
like you could move Kerrigan around. You could, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like They still haven't announced what they're going to do at quarterback. Like they keep playing. We know that Jalen Hurts is probably the quarterback.
Yeah,
but I mean,
then you hear the rumors about Watson coming over.
I don't care about
Well,
that.
I put
I'm
those
done
away.
with the whole
Yeah.
Watson thing.
Watson's never playing another game.
Well,
That's not true. He's playing.
Yeah, he's
He's playing somewhere. I mean,
So,
I just think it's funny with the whole Watson situation to go off track, but Houston has signed like 5 quarterbacks.
yeah.
they're rumored.
They're like the Eagles with the wide receivers. They're going to
right.
Wawa and picking up some
But
guys.
they
you know,
still
like-
have Watson.
They're rumored to go after Jarrett Stidham from the Patriots too. There's talks about that too.
yeah. I don't understand why the Eagles are always talking about quarterbacks though. I thought you guys or the Eagles were going to base their team around Jalen Hurts.
What makes you think that Jalen Hurts is the quarterback though for here?
You mean?
I'm
I'm not even talking. I'm talking about next year.
Oh, okay. And I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but I don't believe in Jalen Hurts, and that's
You don't believe him, Nate?
No,
I don't.
No.
I agree with you.
I don't.
I think
I like him.
I'm anti-Eagle, of course, but I watch a lot of college, and I love Jalen. We all know his college past. Leader, benched, moved on, second high. We all know that. But I think with Sirianni coming in, you're giving him an entire playbook in the OTAs, a weapon.
But
I think you got to give him the whole year, though.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Go back to last year.
Mhm.
Okay. Carson Wentz is an Eagle in his games. Jalen Hurts in his games.
Mhm.
What was different?
The team. I mean,
Why? They
the
weren't. They still sucked.
Yeah, but you got to consider. Okay, just like we said, it was my playbook that I'm running. I'm Jalen Hurts, and I was running Pat's playbook. It wasn't my playbook. I didn't get
Okay.
the live reps like Carson Wentz for what?
He did for the last 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, but 4 weeks opposed to 12 weeks.
Then
That's a
they
different
pulled him
story.
last week when he was actually doing something good.
And I was looking at his lips. He's like, like I don't want to curse on air, but he was like, why am I being pulled from this game? Like, I've got the team, like listening to me, playing for me. There was a different motivation on that team when Hurts was in there, and that's Cowboys fans saying that.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to see Hurts.
I feel like the team picked up when Carson Wentz, they pulled
When they benched him,
No, I
it was
just
a different
think-
attitude for
Listen,
the team.
They didn't have
They
an
have an
offensive
identity.
line.
Oh
okay?
yeah, I mean yeah.
And Carson Wentz couldn't run.
Mhm.
Like the only thing I saw,
slower, I think.
I
Well,
saw
with
the
the knee
same
injury,
quarterback play, except Jalen Hurts has 2 legs and can run. To me, that was the only thing I saw different at the end of last season.
Yeah.
And if
He was
you're
running
going to
like
come
Lamar
into,
Jackson, the
if
way
you're
he
going to
was
come
playing.
into this season though, and you're going to look, and it's going to be exactly that. He's not your quarterback, like Nate said.
It's a copycat league, right? And what are the formulas that make a championship team? And when you look at the style that Jalen Hurts plays, it just doesn't win in the league. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. And it sucks, right? Because, I get a lot of flack for it, a lot because it's obviously my black quarterbacks and I love my black quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, the style of game that most black quarterbacks play don't win chips. Now we can say, you're Russell Wilson's. Russ runs the throw, right? And then this is the thing that I always argue with people. When Russ won the chip, that defense that he had was not only a top defense in the league, it was an all-time, top 3 defense ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then they went back, and then we know that that's history. Right. So, but I've gained so much more respect because Russell took his game to another level. To me, Russell's the best. No, well, you got to go with Holmes, but Russell is right there in 1B or 2 as the best quarterback in the league, and he's been doing it for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, our longevity. Yeah.
Because he's learned how to play the game from the pocket, and Hurts is so young. Hurts has a lot of growth to be doing, and he has all that makings of what you saw in Russ. So that's what gets you excited because he has those intangibles. He's got the mental makeup. He's got all the skill set, right? But as of right now, when you look at him play, those last couple games were tough to watch, man. It was tough to watch.
It's funny that Nate brings up because, when you and I sat in here with Mike Reckenbach, he said, "Look, a lot of things changed about the game." He said, "One thing that's never changed. That's a pocket passer league."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but he said the one thing at quarterback is a pocket passer league. I mean, yes, is it nice to have, and you could run as an extra weapon? Yeah, great. When you take those legs away, you got to sit there and play a mindset game. It's a whole different ball field, for a guy who likes to run with the ball.
I mean, it is fun to watch, watching a quarterback run around.
Yeah, but
then
fun to
again,
watch ain't going to win you games.
No.
No,
exactly.
but and not having a line either
Right.
is going to only make it worse.
But
Well,
like
when
sooner or later, you have to be able to move the chains on 3rd and 7.
Right.
You got
Yes.
to be able to throw
Without the
a
quarterback
route. Yeah,
running the ball.
yeah, you have to be able, and that's the knock on Lamar. Love Lamar.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
Electric.
very
Lamar got a lot better this year.
Yeah, he
did.
did.
He did, yeah.
At doing just what he said.
But see, that's the thing.
find-
When
find
Baltimore
the
was
guy.
blowing out teams,
Right. They put him in a vanilla playbook to stay in the pocket.
they worked on his
almost lost the game.
pocket game, sitting in the pocket, reading the defense,
and he
and
worked
making the
on it
plays.
too, though.
Right.
He worked on
Yeah.
it too. He's like, I need to be able to stand in here and throw the ball.
Right.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
he knew it. They worked on it together as a team, as an organization. He bought into what they were saying. You need Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, which I don't trust that they can do this, to actually let Jalen Hurts stand in the pocket and take the L's. Like
Right.
if you want him to be a pocket pick, you got to let him take the L's. Like you
See,
can't tell
Pat
him
and
to
I
run.
talked about this. Like my son always played quarterback, and I was always offense coordinator. And I tell my kids, like, you have a progression tree. Just because you can run the ball and get outside and avoid the tackle, make a play on your own, you have to look at your progression tree. You have option 1, 2, and 3. You take those away, then you run. A lot of the quarterbacks coming into the game now, they believe their legs are going to be the foundation of their career.
Mhm.
It's not. You have to read your routes. That's
Yeah.
what makes a true quarterback. Use
Yeah.
your legs as a secondary option.
Right.
That's what a lot of these quarterbacks don't. Like Lamar Jackson, he was a run-first quarterback right away.
Right. So
Those are things you got to look
But
at.
we knew that him coming into the
right,
league.
right. Mhm.
You know what I mean? And when he went against those teams in the playoffs, it just showed. It
Mhm.
just showed.
I think there was one game that they were playing where the week before, I think he had like 140 yards rushing. The next game, I think he had like 19. I forgot who it was against. They asked the other coach, like after the press conference, they said, well, basically what we did is we put our fastest player playing spy.
Yeah.
Just to take him away from
yeah,
there.
and I
like, hey, speed's going to beat speed, but you might give me around one time, but 8 out of 10 times I'm going to get you.
So overall, when I look at this team, that like I know like a lot of people ask me, like I posted everywhere, whoever's having a show, whether it's us, the past guys, past nav guys, whoever, wherever I posted, I said 4 or 5 at best, and people like, and I say Boo first. I talk to those guys. They say, why 4 to 5? I said, because I don't believe that we have a line that can protect this quarterback. Yeah, we got one weapon, but I said, can Greg Ward beat the one-on-ones? Are we going? You're trying to replace Deshaun Jackson with Deshaun Jackson. It's not working.
Well,
To me, it's just more weapon.
Well, let me ask you this: if everybody comes back, like I said, if everybody comes back healthy, I look at when I said my Cowboys would be either 12-5.
Right.
I mean that's the best for me.
Yeah.
But that's providing me saying everybody stays healthy.
Right.
I'm saying with the Eagles, Lane Johnson plays 17 games. Everything looked good. Dillard, what's his name?
We're
Brooks
not
on the
even
line.
worried about Dillard. Brooks at right guard.
Right.
If he plays majority of the season, if Johnson plays majority of the season, Kelsey,
Right.
then Dickerson
If everybody-
should probably play like left.
He might
guard.
be. Yeah, he might switch you over to the other side because he played numerous. I mean, he's a dominant center. But if he plays someone else, let's say everybody stays healthy. Okay, you still have him at 4 and 13.
If you're healthy, but I don't see it because I don't think this team can stay healthy. Granted, I know all the other teams get their injuries, but with this line, to me is their biggest issue.
Mhm.
That's me. And like I said, you only have one weapon on the outside, and Reagor, we don't know what he is yet. We know he has, according to his college ratio, that he had a 46% drop ratio. We still don't. That's
A
worrisome.
lot of those balls were underthrown and overthrown too. On a you're running your route and
on the
you're,
basic routes.
yeah,
too.
basic routes. You're overthrowing them or not shadowing with his arms. You're throwing it on his shoulder.
Well,
back
to me,
hits.
we had the best quarterback ever, but
According to you, he's on Mount Rushmore, isn't he? Yeah, still is. Is he still there, Pat?
Who, Carson Wentz? Oh, right here.
That guy? I know he is. You probably got the shirt underneath.
So talking about it, though,
I mean,
who's taking the East? Who's
We already
taking?
know.
Cowboys.
We know.
It's gotta
Who's
be
taking the
Cowboys.
The Cowboys or the Giants?
Giants.
No, you know what?
as well.
It's like
They
we
don't-
say it.
I
It's
don't
like
think
every
so.
year we say it. Matt agrees with me. I know
Yeah.
you do, Matt. On paper, we're a Super Bowl team. On
Absolutely.
paper.
Paper champ.
But
Paper champs.
exactly.
Yeah.
We agree. We
Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
with that. We'll call it that. We speak the truth.
Right.
On paper, you are a Super Bowl contender, and you better be there. If not, it's a bust.
It's a bust.
No,
But on field,
Good.
I don't know. I don't know who shows up, who gets injured. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, Cowboy fans.
Yes, sir.
Get my
But
I knew I was
Got
gonna
him.
I just think,
Got him.
I think Dan Quinn coming in here is going to
Yes,
change our
yes,
defense
yes,
around.
yes.
I like the pickup.
I do.
I think he turns. I mean, we have one of the top running backs or linebackers, excuse me, on the defensive side right now.
I think we got the best player in the draft this year.
We released Woods. We're going to have a fast
Mac
defense.
Jones.
We're going to be
But-
flying around this ball.
Let me ask, because I talked to Matt earlier in the week, and I talked to you, and you two are on different spectrums. What if Mike
No,
McCarthy chokes it up?
No. Time. I got a different question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You guys are saying 12-5,
Mhm.
right? What happened if Dak isn't Dak?
No,
Dak's
okay.
Dak.
Yeah.
That's-
No,
that's what-
seriously.
Okay, that's
What
what-
happened?
no.
Great
Dak,
question.
That's-
Dak, what?
okay.
What was his injury again? It was a serious
Ankle.
leg
Yes.
injury.
Ankle.
And
It
I
was a
thought- I
serious
said-
injury.
I only look
Do you
at if
think
everybody said
mentally he's 100% like sure
that's
about
why.
that
Okay,
ankle?
that's why I
The
have
way he
week one
talks,
loss.
yeah,
Dude,
the
he's
way
not
he,
going to run around the way that he was able
No,
to.
he's not.
no, he's going to.
So
have to
he's
be,
a different
just like we were
quarterback.
just talking
He's
about.
got to learn how to play
Sit
a
in
new
the
role
pocket.
as a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got to sit in the pocket now.
But if
Yeah.
you look at last year before he got injured, okay, he lit up the league in passing. 65% of
Fully
his passes
healthy,
were right. That's where
able
the
to
mental
scramble,
capacity.
able to run
But
around.
65 of his
very
passes
fast.
were in the pocket, downfield, more than 10 yards on his
No,
throws.
after he scrambled.
Yeah, but your
No.
defense was so
After
bad.
he scrambled.
Your
Within
defense
hash
was
marks.
atrocious.
What's that?
Your defense was atrocious. That's why.
Yeah,
the
they
defense
upgraded
was-
7 picks out of the first in our first pick. We upgraded everywhere we went.
See,
though.
it's very weird when you say in the pocket
Mhm.
because to me, in the pocket means the guy drops back,
Sitting in
Tom Brady like,
yeah.
and it's a
I,
five-step
said I
drop.
talk in the
1,
tackle box.
2, 3, throw the ball.
My what I call in the pocket is
But
from
it's
end to
not
end.
running from side to side and then standing it back in the middle
But
where
if
the
he-
center
I
used
take
to be.
the, I take the
He gets
pocket,
injured.
sit in the pocket, drop back. You sit there
A
and you're
3-step,
reading.
5-step.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're reading the defense.
I'll tell you the
When
truth.
you scramble, you're booting out or left or right.
I don't think anybody in the NFC is going to be better than like 9-8.
I don't see it. I think look at last year. I mean, we got lit up on defense.
And you're going to
And
get lit up again.
I don't know.
I
don't
they
know
got
about
Parsons out there.
Yeah.
Parsons playing linebacker, but they're still
They
like
had Van Der Esch who couldn't do
Pat,
shit.
you and I
Yeah.
talked
They've
about
had
this.
linebackers for years. They've had what's their other guy?
Jalen Smith.
Jalen
Van Der Esch.
Smith or Jalen something.
Pat, you and I talk about this.
Different.
Everybody talks about Jalen Smith being a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. But it's like Pat, you and I talked about
I don't
this.
see him in top 3 to be
No,
honest.
thank you. All of his, yes, he led the league, third in the league last year for tackles.
Mhm.
But we talked about this. Half of his tackle, more than half, like 80% of his tackles were like 6 or 7 yards downfield.
I was about to say down the
He
field.
was chasing tackles. He lost the step. I mean, coming out of Notre Dame, he lost that step of that huge injury. Move with Parsons
just
coming
like Dak. is gonna
Right.
have a
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, I look at it as
I
all
hope-
being healthy. But
Yeah.
I think with Parsons coming in, moving to that outside, and I'm like assuming everybody's going to be healthy. With Van Der Esch outside and Jalen inside, it's going to take away, help this team a lot
Van Der
better.
Esch going to have a position soon.
I don't know. I think Cox is going to take over that position.
Yeah,
man.
I don't see
They,
him being on.
they didn't sign him.
they didn't sign the
pick up
fifth-year
his-
option.
They didn't pick him up.
No.
Well, he has injury problems too, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, Sean
I
Lee
mean,
2.0.
but that's what Devereaux was just saying. Like when somebody in the NFL has an injury, they're injury prone now. So
Yeah.
You're labeled.
Yeah, but
it's
like,
not high school football or peewees. Like we're talking about
Right.
big guys hitting you, and them knowing that you had that certain injury, they're going after it.
And it's with the Van Der Esch, it's a neck injury. You know,
Yeah.
a stinger in the neck, it becomes a stinger. Then all of a sudden you're out for 6 weeks, and well,
But that's like Carson Wentz. He got injured. He slowed down.
We got
I
some
hope
good-
Dak Prescott doesn't, but the chances are.
I mean, he has to learn to stay in the pocket.
Yeah.
yeah, you're
I
over
mean,
here
he's-
shaking your head. What's on, man?
We got some
Don't
good
rip on
Dallas
Carson. Don't rip on Carson, please.
he's gonna do a state this
what?
year.
Dak needs to take a hit or two before he gets back.
No, he
into the
don't,
game.
man. Leave
Well,
that
the-
man alone, man.
The test,
He's
the
going to be
test
wearing a
is
red
going to
jersey
be
this year.
definitely week 1 against
Listen,
Tampa Bay.
I'm a Patriots fan, so I have no say in
Get out.
Eagles, Patriots.
Why?
There's no
The
Eagles,
Patriots probably have
Cowboys
to steal it.
rivalry.
Mac Jones is probably the steal of the draft.
Yeah.
Literally, at
Rob,
15,
Rob, let me ask you a
they didn't
question real
have to
quick.
move or anything, and this dude
I know, he
literally
dropped.
is
He dropped.
100% pocket passer.
Exactly.
And they're
that's
not
what
even gonna
Belichick-
play him this
right,
year.
No,
Exactly.
he's Tom Brady 2.0.
I don't know. man.
Rob, let me ask you a question.
Well, no,
Nate,
no,
Nate, I'll ask you this
but,
question
you know.
also.
What's up?
In an entire career, or let's just say the first 3 to 4 years, who gets more wins, Justin Fields or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones.
Well, and after
Fields.
In 3 or 4 years,
well,
right now, I don't
Mac
care. I don't
Jones.
care if Mac Jones don't play the first year and he sits behind Cam. Okay,
okay,
in the first 3 to
Mac
4 years,
Jones.
let's say 4 years, who wins more games, Justin Fields with the Bears
Mac
or
Jones.
Mac
Mac
Jones?
Jones.
Mac Jones.
What do you got, Nate?
Fields.
Really?
Really?
It's Mac Jones 100% because he's in an organization that knows how to win football
Yeah,
games.
That's what I said, Mac
And
Jones.
And they
Chicago
know how to
is
build a
still a
team.
mess.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago is literally going to fire their coach again after this
They're still
season.
paying for Trubisky, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
I believe
I don't even
so.
know.
And
Isn't he
Foles-
like the
and
backup
Foles-
now?
and
Foles
Foles
is still on their roster.
Foles is still-
He's gonna be
Isn't Andy Dalton on their
Wow.
roster? too?
Andy Dalton,
1
Nick
year,
Foles,
$10 million.
Your
Yeah,
boy-
Andy Dalton, Nick
Wow.
Foles,
and Fields.
and Fields.
our man, one ruthless Ryan Smitty, checking in his show. He said Parsons is a stud, but it's not enough.
It's not enough. What do you need, Smitty? We upgraded defense. We got 2 6'4" corners,
Hey, listen, that's him
a
chiming in the show.
defensive tackle stud,
Were they good?
2 defense. Yeah, they're pretty damn good. They're
The
pretty good.
corners.
I mean,
Yeah,
the corners are from a low school, but 6'4", being a ball hawk,
Yeah.
you still have Diggs out there, and he got burnt last year, but he went through his growing pains.
Yeah.
They threw him through the fire, and he did what he did.
I think another season under his belt, he's gonna be good.
I mean, that's why I really wanted, I really wanted, what was his name?
J.C. Horn.
I didn't want J.C. Horn.
No.
No.
Certain.
Super Sertan. I wanted him to
Sertan,
be reunited
yeah.
with Diggs, man, and bring
We
that
just missed
Alabama.
out on him. We just.
Well, I mean, like I said,
that's why we traded with the Eagles. We wanted Sertan right
Yeah, we
away,
didn't get
and
it.
you know what? Hey, we're not going to get him. The Eagles.
And then Parson was
we
right
know
there.
the Giants and the Eagles want a wide receiver.
Right.
You know what? Let's get something. A lot of people looked at it like you're
Giants
stupid.
fans are like mad at us, probably.
Right.
Both teams.
You look at it like a lot of, and I'm the Cowboy war room. They're saying we're a bunch of dummies, for doing trading with the Eagles. But hey, you know what? The Eagles were going to get a wide receiver no matter what.
But we ended up getting
But we got a third round.
We got
pick
another
for it.
round. Yeah,
right.
we got
And it
another
gave
pick.
us a great pick. Another defensive tackle, a huge body, 310 pounds, big boy.
Right.
Why not? Hey, you're going to get something out of it. Why not just say, I don't care who I trade with, get it.
right.
Why not fill the hole?
So, Brent, tell us about your Patriots. How you feel? I mean, you're kind of like in a dumpster fire right now with your it's into the greatest of all time. Love that shit.
Fire. This year they're going to be good,
Yeah.
You think so?
dude.
We'll see how they
They
gel.
picked up
Well,
everybody on free agent.
We'll see how
It
they
all runs
gel.
through
I mean,
Cam, though. It all
Cam
runs through
has
Cam.
no excuse now. He's got not all-star weapons, but
He's
you
got
got
3 tight ends now.
yeah, he's
Right,
got some
right.
really good tight ends. Receivers are still iffy, but you got the Philly legend
Aguilar
in there.
Yes.
He had
yeah.
a good year with the Raiders
The
last
legend.
year, so I always wanted him when he joined the Eagles. Aguilar, I think he'll do well under McDaniels and Belichick.
He's a fit over
I
there.
think we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think we do.
Well, isn't there a rumor
Super
that
Bowl.
Edelman might be leaving, or what's his name?
No, retired.
Is he okay?
Go
Yeah,
on.
retired.
He called out Brady. He told Brady he's a one-man team. He won't leave.
Well, I
New England.
respect that.
Wow.
I respect that.
Wow. So, hey, listen, I think we're just about out of time. But before I get out of here, I got a question for Rob. Rob, so, where's your take on Nick Sirianni right now? What is your gut feel? Are you feeling comfortable? I mean, I know he's just kind of like the unknown coach walking in this. I know he's young and all that stuff. But what's your take on him? How are you feeling? What's your gut? You think we're just going to be coming off a hot streak? How do you feel? You think he's just an idiot like myself, and you feel like he can't coach? What do you feel?
Honestly, it's hard to read it. It's really hard to tell because, I think, one, you're doing press conferences with him over Zoom, which makes it even that much harder to actually get a read.
Right.
To tell, if that whole, high motor thing is actually real, or if it's kind of just played up for the media on the Zoom.
Right.
I mean, but then again, if he's a football coach and he coaches the team, but then lets the offensive coordinator do his job and the defensive coordinator do his job, I think he might succeed.
Well, okay. Wow.
But it's hard to actually confidently say that. I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be a good football team this year.
No, neither do I. I think we're in a basement this year.
Yeah.
So,
Good message.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I agree with it. I think Sirianni, we don't really know what he's about with the Eagles so far, but there's just like Nate said, your first year, your second year is like a sophomore jinx.
I mean,
We don't have- nobody really has-
yeah.
yeah.
His second year.
We don't have game tape of Sirianni right now with the Eagles, so we don't know what his identity or his philosophy is
And
right
they're
now.
not releasing that actually.
Exactly
Like,
right. I
even
mean, he's
they-
throwing a quarterback a quarterback battle out there. He's just throwing to the media I don't know. And in the back of his mind, I
He's
got
telling
this.
you we're
Relax.
calling
As Aaron
rock,
Rodgers
paper,
said,
scissors or
relax.
whatever. Yeah.
Well, that's what Smitty just said too. He said that he was not hired to be a public speaker. I think he knows X's and O's.
Well, everybody
He'll be
likes
really
rock, paper,
creative.
scissors, man.
right now he's kind of ripping on me right now, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
I mean, I understand that he wasn't hired to be a public speaker,
Right.
but part of the job is talking
Is
to
to
the
talk.
media.
Yep.
Like, no matter which way you look at it, it's
in the job
it's
description.
Also, but to say it this way, okay, the first time that you came in here and you did a podcast and you put a mic in front of you, you were like, how many times did you stutter? Or how many
I
times
forgot my name.
I did
Right,
today.
right.
Or
I
how
did
many
it
times
today.
did you try and somehow find a way to hide it? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I'm sure your first time you're like, Cowboys rule.
What did I say, Pat? That show 16-0, baby. I already
Yeah.
made tickets. We're going down.
You know
We're
what
going
I
to the
mean?
Super
I did
Bowl.
not. I did
But
not
listen,
say that.
like-
I was real, Pat, wasn't I?
Yes,
there,
you
there
were.
is almost
I
a
said 6 and
nervous
10. I said
clutch
6 and 10 that
energy,
year.
whatever you want to call it. Like, but I just hope that when he becomes when the season gets here, I hope we start to see something that we can all
I
get
mean-
on board.
I mean, you think that they would? Hopefully, he makes up on the field and his public speaking.
Pat, I can hear it.
What? Okay. I'm just reading the Ryan Smitty comments and him just ripping on me, and I'm okay with it. He's calling me an idiot. He tells me to go take my stuff to Indy with my lover, Carson Wentz. So it's okay. I'm
It is
okay.
his
So,
love.
Pat, real quick, I know we got to get it here. What is the Colts record this year?
They should win the division. They'll sit there at.
Well, of course they're going to win the
17
division.
0, right? With Carson Wentz, no interceptions.
Well, I won't get. They'll have
really-
4 losses. Okay, they'll have at least
Or,
about 4.
I was going to say
I got-
they're probably 12-5.
That's what I said. Yeah. I said 12-5 with the Colts this year.
They're going to the
Because
Super
I actually
Bowl.
think,
However,
and I actually think that Carson Wentz is going to be in the MVP conversation.
You think so?
I
Yeah.
think so.
I'll be
I
there.
agree with
He
that.
was
I'll favor
before
it.
on the fight, right?
there, Pat.
Yes, I am. I'm riding that boat.
Because as much as we can sit here and say that
I'll-
Carson Wentz looked like shit, I think the Eagles
Yeah.
failed Carson Wentz.
He's got Frank
Yeah.
Reich back, and he's
The
he's
Eagles-
old
No,
now.
I
He's
think the
old.
Eagles failed Carson Wentz.
And then he's not the only
Yeah.
person the Eagles fail. So
So
I
let
think
me.
they're known for
I'm sorry,
that.
man. Let me ask you this: if Jalen Hurts gets you to the promised land, right? How does Carson Wentz feel that you never gave me the proper weapons and you gave him a #1 Heisman Trophy pick? You think he's pissed off about that? So he has lightning in
What
his
would
bottle.
happen?
I mean, they gave him
Well,
Alshon
yo,
Jeffrey.
Wait.
Who?
What would happen if
that character.
the Colts played the Eagles this year in the Super Bowl and Carson Wentz versus Jalen?
You know, Pat
Hurts?
wouldn't have any hair on his head right now.
It's true. It's true.
Listen, I'm just saying, like,
Glass case of
people
emotion.
a lot, and I hear this a lot, man. Like, this is crazy to me that people literally think that Carson Wentz can't play quarterback.
No, I think
I think he can.
I
think
think
he
he can.
But
I think
literally,
if you have the right coach like Frank, he's
if you
going to.
talk to 75% of the people in this area, they literally tell you that Carson Wentz was the reason that the Eagles
those are
sucked
the
last year.
Eagles fans that I do
And it's
not
like,
appreciate.
what game did you watch?
Yes.
Here's the
That-
thing: if we didn't,
Oh,
if Carson,
Smitty's watching this.
if we didn't, okay, here's a Cowboys fan speaking. Man, I don't know if you agree with this. Let's just say if Carson was available and he came out cheap, and we didn't have Dak, and we lost Dak,
Bring him.
I would take Carson Wentz and put him at my starter right
We were
away.
supposed to get him in.
So I
I,
wouldn't be as-
I would.
I would
No,
actually
I
want
would.
the Patriots to take him or trade for him.
You give him the
If
weapons
you have
and
the
the line
right, I
healthy,
would say if you give him the weapons and you have the
and the
right
line
coach
healthy.
for him,
Oh yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take him.
I would
He
take
has
him.
the
Pat, would you
skill.
be a Cowboys fan, baby?
Come
See that big
Maybe
red,
not so much.
big
not
red
so
back
much.
there playing quarterback.
You
You
can
know,
say no,
MVP.
it's okay.
Look, Rob, look at his eyes. Look,
Not so much.
there's something between that eyes. He knows the truth about that
I'm
question.
just like,
Listen, I already lost that bet, okay?
You did, guys.
But listen, look, we're really got to get out of here. So,
all right, Matt, take us out.
yeah, Matt.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
What were we listening to?
the Tower of Power.
Say it with emotion,
Oh.
Matt. Give me some emotion here, man.
yes.
Some emotional.
Come on, you were a football
Intelligence
player. Let's
behind
go.
What?
You were a football
Come on,
player.
man, hammer it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for viewing this show.
Yeah.
My name is Matt Kline, and this is the
Tower of Power Hour. Thank
Yes.
you, everybody, for coming. Give everybody a like and a share. Brandon.
Go download the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And double R.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
Oh, God.